And I think this is why this conversation is very powerful for me right now, and you and the people listening, because the mental health piece is becoming more of a conversation in the Black communities, but I feel like it's still sort of taboo. I feel like it's still something that it's there, but no one really wants to, they know it exists, but no one wants to walk toward it. They're like, okay, there's an issue here. We see it in violence. We see it in bullying. We see it in all these concepts. What do you think the Black communities need to do or begin to take part of more to help with the mental health, not just for the adults, but for the younger generation, because they're hurting right now?
They are hurting, and I'm glad you've brought this up. And I'm the simple answer is do more of what we're doing. Two brothers talking about it. That's the simple answer. But of course, there's going to be plenty of people who don't see this, who don't hear it, who don't watch TV, who don't see DeMar DeRozan talking about it, who don't see people go on, the show with LeBron James and talk. They don't, they won't see that. What they'll see is, and I think this is hilarious to keep it around sports, is that if there's ever a cold football game, Chicago, Minnesota, whatever, you see a lot of the guys going without sleeves, and because they're trying to intimidate the others. And the whole time I'm thinking, you are cold. Like, it is okay to admit you are cold. But masculinity, and I don't use the term toxic masculinity, not because I don't believe it exists, but I think people, when they hear it, they automatically turn off the conversation.
Exactly.
So, exactly. I mean, it exists, don't get me wrong, but I'm not going to use it. But the thought of masculinity can really pigeonhole people, and especially in the Black community. The thing about it is that the strongest behavior you can exude is vulnerability. And I want to repeat that. The strongest behavior you can exude is vulnerability. That means you are letting the world know that you can't do it all on your own, that you need help, that you would accept somebody else's guidance, someone else's just help and support in that situation. But what we do is we look at the guy that never asked for help, and we say that's a man's man, that he always has it together. Twitch probably always had it together. That's probably what people thought. Man, this guy has the life. He always has it together. In the background, he's crying inside. And he just wishes he had the ability to talk to somebody, or maybe he did, and they swept it under the rug. So what I'm saying is that Black men, if you're listening, know that asking for help does not mean you're weak. Saying you don't know how to do something does not mean you're weak.
Thank you for listening to Your Purposeful Life, and I'm your host, Adrian Starks. Download this podcast on your platform of choice. Join me on my social media channels and be a part of the Your Purposeful Life community. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that like button with a purpose. Come on now. Remember, your human mess is the process. Let's help you shape your purpose your way.